The Gospel reading of today's Feast of the Epiphany draws our attention to those exotic figures found on the edge of the manger scenes, the three wise men, or the Magi. They typically portrayed, along with their camels, as draped in bright, rich garments, a detail that stands out all the more in a scene otherwise marked by poverty and simplicity. As do the extravagant gifts they bring: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. There is certainly much to gain by dwelling prayerfully on the imagery set forth in the Gospel. The Magi's humble posture, their homage before the newborn King, and their generous outpouring of gifts in response to this revelation of God's love are held up for our contemplation and imitation. But I wonder about their journey to Bethlehem and what followed upon their encounter with the infant Jesus. I suggest that we reflect on the poem by T.S. Eliot, Journey of the Magi, which proposes an Ignatian-like contemplation on the journey as told by one of the three wise men. The lengthy first stanza, any romantic notions about the trip, weather conditions were severe. Quote, "A cold coming we had of it, just the worst time of the year for a journey, the very dead of winter." End quote. Travel assistance was certainly unreliable, and accommodations were rough, to put things mildly. Quote, "The camelmen cursing and grumbling and running away, and the villages dirty and charging high prices." End quote. Little wonder that the narrator confesses that there were times when they regretted the decision and wondered whether this was all folly. The next two stanzas, however, make clear that the journey made all the difference, that it was life-transforming, although it occurred a long time ago. Eliot employs understatement to describe the moment the Magi arrived at the place. He's, quote, "It was, you may say, satisfactory," end quote. But the beauty and the challenge of the poem are found in the final lines, where the narrator reflects on the mystery of Jesus' birth. Quote, "This birth was hard and bitter agony for us, like death, our death," end quote. Following their encounter with the one to whom they were led, the Magi returned home. No longer at ease with the former ways, an alien people clutching their gods. The last line of the poem, "I should be glad of another death," refers in actuality to the new life that we are offered by God. The life that's possible because the Word was made flesh. Epiphany maintains the theme of God's gift while also pointing towards mission. The scene in Bethlehem continues to remind us that the Incarnation reveals the extent of God's love for us. God holds nothing back, not even God's only Son, in reaching out in order to enter into an intimate relationship with us. We do well to contemplate the nativity scene, not only during the Christmas season, but throughout the year. That requires discipline and commitment as we return to the routine of our daily lives after the holiday season. The drudgery of the long winter months, the demands on our time and energy by family and work, and various problems around us can make what we celebrate at Christmas quickly fade into a dream or a fantasy. Indeed, there's much in our culture that would name it folly. The Magi show us the determination needed to contemplate God's gift, manifested in the birth of Jesus. The feast today also hints at mission because the word epiphany means manifestation and is associated with light shining in the darkness. The light Jesus brought into the world is a fire that ignites and empowers us to continue to bring God's light into the world. This is the light of the justice that flowers, the justice that raises up the lowly and the poor, as we see in our responsorial psalm. This is the light that reveals the mystery of God's desire and plan to bring all peoples into the one family of God. Our second reading. To be light for others, like it did for the Magi, to die to the ways of darkness. It means to say no to the various idols around us. It means to be courageous in the face of the Herods today, the forces of violence and hatred and darkness that resist the light. So come, let us continue to adore the child. And come, let us receive the fire of God's love and do our part every day to be an epiphany to those around us. Amen.